And three, two, one. Welcome back. This is Unlimited Tarot. Thanks so much again for joining for today's reading. We're going to read for Leo today. We are doing the, what do we call these things? Yep. It's the What's Your Love Language readings spread. And what we're going to do is take a look into how you approach love and how you approach relationships, what kind of obstacles you may have, or the types of patterns that reoccur within that dynamic. So if you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And additionally, if you would like to see or receive, sorry, a personal reading that is in tune with your own specific energies, please feel free to reach out to me in the information provided in the description box below. Not going to waste any time. Leo, you're up next. We're going to read about your love life. What's going on in Leo's love life? What is Leo's love language? I'm only get three here. What is Leo's love language? How does Leo show up in relationship? All right. So, three, two, one. Right. Thimble to the rescue. This is a really, really good one here. How does Leo appear in relationships? Clarify. Clarify. All right. Who does Leo attract? Who does Leo usually attract? All right. How do relationships with Leo start? Okay. How do they progress? How do relationships with Leo progress? Okay. Clarify that. Of course. The guy that had to fall onto the ground had to have been the Five of Swords. Wouldn't have been the Five of Swords any other way, would it? And finally, how do relationships end up with Leo? Right. I'm going to take that this way. Okay, so one more. All right. So what we have here, we have at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. This is a card about learning things through intuition, being in tune with your higher nature, and so on. So, in essence, the way you approach love and the way that you see love, it's a chance for you to get some powerful lessons from the divine and to, in essence, um, receive powerful insights by going within and reflecting on the way that you love and the way that you approach love. So, um, let's see here. We're going to start with the first thing. So, with Leos, typically you appear as the Six of Cups, but then also we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So, it's almost like while you're a sentimentalist at heart, it's almost like you don't want to kind of, well, let's look at it this way. I'm going to look at it in a different way than that. Something's telling me not to just take it at face value. When we see the Six of Cups and we see the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, then we clarify that it's almost like at the emotional level, you do want to get involved. But at the practical, pragmatic level, we see that you're unwilling to cooperate or to work with people in building and developing a relationship. So, say, for example, you meet someone, and I got this for Cancer as well. So, I'm getting more Cancerian vibes from the previous reading that I just did for today. Cancer was about they wanted love, but they didn't want to, but they had so many fears and insecurities that they weren't able to actually manifest a positive love relationship. And in this, I'm getting similar vibes. So it's like you have a sentimental heart, you want love, but you have the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles both in the reverse. So added together, that would be the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's like while you feel like being in love would give you those mushy feelings, you're a commitment phobe in essence. You don't want to cooperate with them and you don't want to invest in it. So that's a very contradictory and also diametrically opposed way of looking at relationships, which I think could benefit from a different approach, to say the least. The type of people that you attract are people. They could be people that kind of bring out your insecurities quite a bit because they're not very loving people, and they typically are unable to connect with you. Additionally, they are blinded by their fears and insecurities, just may be outright confused as to how to approach relationships with you. Now, if you are triggering this within this person, then it's important to know that, behaviors, the way they come off within a relationship or within a dating dynamic. If you make people feel insecure, if you do things that make people feel insecure, if you don't want to invest in them, it could trigger that kind of fear on their end. However, if you deal with people who come in with that baggage initially, without you having to do any of that stuff, that could trigger on your end a desire not to want to commit or to invest in a relationship with people. So it's kind of like a damned if you do or damned if you don't kind of energy going on here. And it can make your love life seem quite confusing as to how to really approach it because you want people to meet you halfway. Six of Cups is typically a card of double reciprocity, is like the Three of Cups done twice. And in for you, what I see is that it's really hard to get a relationship off the ground when the first inclinations are an environment of hostility and fear. So that's precisely what you don't want when you deal with relationships. And so the way they start, normally they start passionately, and then there's a period where the two of you kind of experiment with the relationship to try to give like some equal balance and equal give and take. Um, the relationship then for some reason comes to a crawl into a standstill. So we have the Ace of Wands, we have Sagittarius here, which is Temperance, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, you have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So the way I interpret this, you know that this is someone that you like, someone that you want, but on the other side, you're blocking the full out communication with you or with them and the forward movement. So it's almost like you like this person, but you want to see what's going to happen next. So the Temperance is your cup and the other person's cup with the delta in the middle, which indicates change. And it's almost like an alchemic process. You don't want to rush things, but on the other hand, you do want to experiment to see if this is the right person for you. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually quite a healthy way of dealing with relationships because you don't want to just rush in. They say only fools rush in, right? So with that Temperance there, it's almost like you're tempering between passion and putting the brakes on things, passion, putting the brakes on things, because you don't want to give too much at once. Temperance is usually a very balanced card. It's kind of like the spiritual version of justice, which is the more intellectual card ruled by Libra. It's almost like the fire version of Libra. And that's kind of what Sagittarius is in the mutable sign area. So as the relationship progresses, it's almost like I see more of the same because it's like you don't want to give, or someone doesn't want to give, someone is playing games, trying to win at all costs. They may either be feeling defeated or they may feel like they have to defeat people at all costs. But right in the middle of that is the Ten of Cups. So it's like, even though you have the potential for the Ten of Cups, it's like the potential of the relationship is squandered on this imbalance, this lack of a give and take, and this I have to play this game with people in order for things to work out in my favor. And with that kind of control mechanism set in place, that can sabotage and eclipse the love that you could actually achieve and accomplish within a relationship dynamic. And again, we have that with the way this ends, because you have on the sides, you have the Magician, and then you have the Nine of Cups. But then you have the Queen of Cups reversed in the middle of that. So I'm getting manipulation either on your end or on the person's end, because a relationship should never be at the point where you're trying to manifest something with them. You could potentially see them as a wish fulfillment, but sometimes the Nine of Cups, in this regard, especially with the Queen of Cups, can be like a smug resistance to manifesting this relationship. So if, say, for example, you get into a union with someone, starts off great, but because you have to have the control, it's like, I'm going to hold back. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to play these games. I'm not going to give. I'm not going to show my emotions. I'm going to either be completely cut off emotionally or I'm going to smother them in order to get what I want. And that's that Nine of Cups there. So it's almost like you're manifesting from a place of selfishness, or the person is manifesting from a place of selfishness, which then leads to constrained relationships. I'm going to pull one card just to kind of clear this up. What happens? Um, so again, we have two diametrically opposed cards, and this is such a strange energy. Wheel of Fortune with the Emperor in the reverse. It's almost like things happen that are beyond your control in many ways. You feel like you're kind of at the mercy of fate in your relationships with people. Or it could be that you're willing to move the needle to make the universe move in your favor by using underhanded tactics, or maybe the person that you end up with typically does that. So this is something, again, it's reinforcing what's taking place at the very end of this. And it leads me a little bit of pause. The persons that you attract tend to end up in their head and disconnect from the love. Is this you doing this to them, or are they doing this to you? If you can clarify this by putting your comments in the comment box below, that may help me to clear up exactly where this type of relationship dynamic is coming from, what's generating it. So that's really what I see from this. There is potential for a successful relationship, but I do see a bit of a power struggle taking place within the dynamics of this reading. And it's leaving one or both of you feeling completely confused as to how to proceed this forward. Now, based on the cards, I would say it's you that has to deal with this. And it's something that you may have to address as part of your shadow work. But we'll be honest. If it's not you, and this is the type of person that you're attracting in, ask yourself what's making you attract these types of people and how you can put this to rest so that it doesn't reoccur as a theme within your love life. Because I think that there's great potential to materialize something really good. but something in the power struggle between you and the person that you're with typically ends up ruining ruining the potential of this relationship and ruining the progress of the relationship into something better. Positive cards surrounded by negative cards, negative card surrounded by positive cards. That's usually a conflicting energy there. So that's basically what we're going to get from here. That's your love language reading. Thank you so much, Leah, for joining. If you like this, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And additionally, if you would like a reading with me that is in tune with your specific, astrological energies and your life path to date, please be sure to reach out in the comment box below so that you can receive a reading for that. Thanks again. Enjoy the weekend. Until next time, love and light. Cheers, guys.